are next. Do you not first have to settle the question as to whether Ether is a security or a commodity? Can you answer that first?
Well, Kaylee, again, on any one of these crypto tokens, it's about
160 megawatts. It's about 38% growth from last year.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's a big chunk of commission power that's been turned up in the first 3 quarters.
This is the biggest signal you're ever going to need to know and understand that there's a huge collapse and correction coming in the traditional markets.
So, frankly, Ripple's probably the only topic I can't talk about. I just don't talk about it.
There's more people now coming to the pool. Drives liquidity deeper. And what does that do? Drives slippage down. Slippage goes down, volume goes up.
So the name of the game in the T1 environment is as much about resiliency and being able to recover if something happens in a shorter window.
Enjoy the ride, pal.
It's the XRP Army.
If you got some baggies, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock news. No breakfast, no coffee. Shout out to the latest sub. We got Matthew in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. Smashing them likeies, stuffing some baggies. Go ahead, throw in moon suits. Throw in pilot shades. Buckle up, because the future's extra bullish. Let's go full speed, full throttle. Into the cryptoverse. We have the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 2.68 trillion, up about 2% in the past 24 hours. We got the total trading volume in the last day right around 164 billion. We got XRP in that number 7 spot right around 62 cents. We got Stellar XLM right around 14 cents. BTC 67,876. We got ETH right around 38 hundo. We got Flare Networks right around 4 cents. XDC 4.5 cents. Songbird at a penny and a half. We got Stronghold 0069. Evernote right around 50 cents on fire. We got Zahao right around 10 cents. We got one from Ripple to pop things off today as DeFi applications just crossed 60 billion in total value. Reasonable industry oversight would bring more participants into the space. The best is still yet to come. We're still early. Crawl, walk. Then we rock it. We got XRP drops yesterday on Bloomberg. SEC's Gary Gensler was asked again if Ethereum is a security. Gary, you still there?
Staying within the SEC's chalk lines, despite conversations that you're having today around climate risk, you also, I'm sure, as a 5-member commission and as the staff are going to be considering in recent months, because you are facing a deadline coming up in May around a spot Ethereum ETF.
It is, Kaylee. You had to get your crypto question in. I do have to ask this question.
Of course, we are now about 2 months into a world in which spot Bitcoin products exist. They have had incredible demand, more than $8 billion in inflows. Now the optimism is Ether spot ETFs are next. Do you not first have to settle the question as to whether Ether is a security or a commodity? Can you answer that first?
Well, Kaylee, again, on any one of these crypto tokens, it's about the facts and circumstances as to whether the investing public is anticipating a profit based on the efforts of others. But we do have filings in front of us. I'm not going to comment. I will say this is a highly speculative asset class. One could just look at the volatility of Bitcoin in the last few days. And look, I grew up loving roller coasters. Maybe in my adult years, I don't ride them as much, but you really should be conscious as the investing public that this is a bit of a roller coaster ride on these volatile assets. And then the question is how firm is the foundation of the, you get to the top of that hill. How's the foundation underneath it? And are there cash flows or what's the use case? For thousands of these tokens, there's about 15 or 20,000 of them. They also may be securities because the investing public is relying on the efforts of some group of entrepreneurs in the middle of these projects.
And would you consider Ether as part of that group that may be securities?
I understand you're asking the question, but again, I'm going to defer on that question.
Welcome to the Clown Show. We got one from Jose Rodriguez, who sent me this MasterCard to bring the greater understanding of the benefits and limitations of CBDCs and how to implement them in a way that's safe, seamless, and useful. MasterCard is convening a group of leading blockchain technology and payment service providers to join its new CBDC partner program. It's designed to foster collaboration with key players in the space so they can drive innovation and efficiencies, says Raj D, head of the digital assets and blockchains at MasterCard. The inaugural set of partners include CBDC platform Ripple, XRP, blockchain and Web3 software company Consensus, multi-CBDC and tokenized asset solution provider Fluency. Know what you hold, know what's coming. All roads lead to the bridge. XRP. We got Mr. Man XRP. Latin America has experienced significant digital transformations and energy growth in 2024. The region has seen a surge in digital integration among businesses, with remote work becoming more prevalent and companies embracing technology advancements like 5G and fiber optic networks. Ripple, Stellar, Quant are actively operating in Latin America, contributing to the region's digital and financial landscape.
These are industry legends anyway, but if you don't know who they are, they're going to go around and say, hey, so Steve, go ahead and say hello.
Thank you. Good morning, David. My name is Steve Sassy. I'm Regional Director for Latin America.
Damon?
Hi, I'm Damon Lim, Regional Director for Asia Pacific.
Hi, I'm Annemarie van Zadelhoff, Regional Director, EMEA.
Hi, Ed Sosha, Insight Director for North America.
Latin America was underserved for a very long time, so we're seeing some tremendous growth there. I think so far this year, Q1 through Q3, we've seen about 160 megawatts of absorption. That said, that number could have been much higher, but there were some power issues in Querétaro, which are delaying some projects. So most likely that number could have been in the 250, 300 megawatt range. And just to take that back a little bit, 160 megawatts is it's about a 38% growth from last year.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's a big chunk of commissioned power that's been turned up in the first 3 quarters. And that next year in 2024, once that power issue gets resolved in Querétaro, you're going to see much faster growth in the region.
Sure.
We got good morning crypto warning signs of a massive stock market collapse.
A good point. Now advising 28% allocation. Well, if anything, I think, listen, and what have we seen? Billions and billions and billions of shares being sold at the same time in the general stock market, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, let's mix those two understandings. So Jeff Bezos and JP Morgan and everybody else out here is selling off massive positions of their stock shares. And I just saw somebody else this morning. I can't remember who it was. And now BlackRock's telling their clients 28% allocation instead of 2 to 5%. This is the biggest signal you're ever going to need to know and understand that there's a huge collapse and correction coming in the traditional markets. And this flight to quality, as they call it at BlackRock, is absolutely a hedge for their clients, as the rest of the market is going to get decimated if they don't find some high ground to stand on.
We got Truth Labs, the CFTC and SEC Gov ignore the Prometheum's CCP ties. They ignore the fact that Prometheum purchased and still owns the domains killtrump.crypto and killtrump.eth, which they bought when real Donald Trump was still sitting as president. Instead, they allow them to operate as the only digital asset broker dealer, giving them the access and the control over American markets and the market direction. Welcome to the Clown Show. Meanwhile, oldie but goodie, R3 quarter blockchain XRP. NDAs.
I know there's always, some extracurricular, activity that was working its way through the courts, but, and it's since been resolved, but I'm curious if there's ongoing discussions, since one of their primary focus is on the interbank settlement component that you're also touching.
So frankly, Ripple's probably the only topic I can't talk about. So I just have to talk about it. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it.
Shout out Faye Moore, Darren Moore, Jr. We got Bridge XRP, the liquidity flywheel, driving the value of XRP up. Shout out Mr. Fresh Time.
The liquidity flywheel. And the liquidity flywheel is something that I find the perfect example of what will give you a visual of how this is going to work. I'm sure many of you will get this. Some of you, it might go over the top of your head, but stick with me here. So volume through the pools means increased fees, which means increased liquidity provider returns. Now there's a continuous auction mechanism, and since the XRP ledger, it's at a network layer, the arbitrageurs will be paying for the rights. So that's additional revenue. That drives up liquidity returns, right? Which means deeper liquidity because more people now come into the pool. Drives liquidity deeper. And what does that do? Drives slippage down. Slippage goes down, volume goes up. And then volume goes up means the fees go up. Fees go up, liquidity providers make more. And round we go. That's the liquidity flywheel. That is what is going to drive the value of XRP up.
We got ISO 20022. Let's do it. Why does one-day settlement for securities matter? And are firms ready for the T+1 implementation deadline, May 28th?
From our vantage point, most participants are ready for T1, and those that aren't will be ready. A lot of testing is underway and in earnest, and most participants have engaged in a very constructive way. The more important point about T1 is being able to be resilient in a shortened settlement cycle or a window cycle. We will go from 19 hours from execution to settlement to 5 hours. That is a big difference. Participants will need to be able to take advantage of that window. And what I mean by that is if there's an issue, they will need to recover quickly. So the name of the game in the T1 environment is as much about resiliency and being able to recover if something happens in a shorter window. If participants can't recover, they will miss the window and can miss settlement altogether.
We got Flare Networks F Assets beta update, open beta planned for April, private beta focused on onboarding and validating operations of the system, next simulation of market volatility. Soon you can join the open beta with Cost and Flare and testnet XRP. Another one from Flare Networks, AI, the biggest use case for blockchain. We got Hugo Filion's thoughts on AI blockchain.
So people often call blockchain, a product in search of a use case or a technology in search of a use case. When we think about it, I think AI could potentially be the biggest use case for blockchain. That said, the idea that a centralized AI system created by OpenAI rallies tokens that have absolutely nothing to do with it is a very strange one, but is testament really to the speculative nature of the industry. But I'd say about AI, I think we have a slightly different view on AI and the blockchain sort of nexus and why it's interesting. We think that blockchain can make AI specifically better, as in it can result in better, more accurate, less dangerous models. That's what we've been working on at Flare.
Ways of innovation, attention XRP community, only 10 tickets left. Gold tickets for the XRP Gold Coast 2024, a couple weeks away. This is your chance to secure your pass to your first XRP conference. In the land down under, Australia. Act fast, only 10 golden tickets available. Visit xrpgoldcoast2024.com/shop. Secure your gold ticket before they vanish and let them know that the bagman sent you. We'll see you down under. We got L Crypto altcoins. The altcoin season index shows that altcoins are still moving at the same levels as in 2019, 2020. I don't think we see nothing yet. Maybe you could call it a taster or teaser, but that's all. Don't forget that each cycle will be bigger than the last. We got a couple from Sentiment Feed. AI big data projects have broken out in midst of the traders being seemingly distracted by dip buy opportunities for Bitcoin and various meme coins. A portfolio filled with 100 AI crypto assets from our watch list grew by 30.7% in 2024. We also got trader sentiment is leaning bullish after Bitcoin rebounding back above 67.6K within 2.4% of yesterday's 69.2K all-time high. Though a further all-time high can happen with well and ETF inflow help, a bit more crowd disbelief is typically best recipe. Another one from El Crypto. Are we facing altcoin season like 2017? I already prepared you for this in November of 2022. It just took a little more than a year of patience. Load up while you still have some time. TikTok. And we got Titan the Crypto. Altcoins, huge gains ahead. Total altcoin market cap is heading towards its previous top. The gains, meanwhile, are going to be big. But just imagine how huge the gains will be once it breaks that level. And those who have eyes to see have been loading up on the greatest opportunity Multiple lifetimes. Know what you hold? We got Coins Kid taking a look at the XRP chart on the monthly. It's more confluence to my blowout top theory in July of this year for risk, appetite, Bitcoin, XRP. And we got another one from Coins Kid. I don't blame you if you're looking to jump into altcoins from Bitcoin at this point. While BTC takes a breather after the massive move up into key resistance, this is typically where we do see altcoins do well and catch up to BTC. Also, please remember, if we do see a bigger correction in BTC, it'll swallow all those huge altcoin gains. Be prepared. And with that being said, Batman and Bag Ladies, I'll be joining 6AJ, Steven Neroff, Fruition Productions, and Edo over on James 68J for a Twitter space today, 3/7/2024, 1 p.m. PST. We'll see you there. With that being said, Batman and Bag Ladies, let a friend know that the greatest opportunity of multiple lifetimes is still at hand, but the clock is ticking and the train's left the station. Where will those bags be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? Later, bitches.
We on an island, please don't call me. The greatest coin ever created, the XRP army, and we all gon' make it. We don't hear no haters, adios, see you later. We just keep going up like elevator. Stay focused like a laser, and if you bought it, thank me later. Erase all your debt like erasers. Flying in a jet like a mason. Finally hit 2K with no retracement. You holding the standard with no replacement. No more dollars, paper chasing. I just made a killing like Jason. You see where we headed and you see what we facing. You either sleep or you waking.